Hello. Yeah, I wanted to talk about something today because as I've been working with younger leaders, I've noticed that some really common themes are emerging. And it's got me wondering, if I could go back in time and mentor myself, what advice would I offer? So what are some of the leadership lessons I've learned? So this first theme I wanted to talk briefly about is self-doubt. So I can remember absolutely the first time I stepped into a leadership role where I had direct reports. The self-doubt really took over. I'd moved from a role where I felt confident and comfortable in what I was doing, and probably what's, as it's typical for a lot of people, you get promoted because you're good at what you do, and then suddenly you step into this line management role and you haven't got the first idea, you've got no experience of doing that. So what if I'm found out? What if I'm no good? What if people don't like me? What if I make mistakes? Oh, really sort of thinking, I can just remember that real discomfort, feeling uncomfortable. And of course, you've stepped out of a comfort zone where you know what you're doing, or you have a reasonable idea of what you're doing, into this space where you're really stretching yourself into a new role. So, and what I've recognised is that pretty much everyone I come across doubts themselves to some degree or another. It's perfectly normal, but back then I didn't realise that. I thought everyone else had understood, had it absolutely nailed. They knew exactly what they were doing. So I think the first thing I would say to myself, if I could go back in time, is to say, hey Shirl, it is perfectly normal to question yourself right now. The key is, don't let that self-doubt cripple you and get in your way. Get some support, make sure you're getting talk to people. But the first thing I would say is, trust me, Shirl, everyone is doubting themselves. I think the other thing I would say is, the good news is you will get more comfortable, and you will, your comfort levels will grow, so you will be more comfortable as you step into more ever increasingly and ever stretching roles. The bad news is that self-doubt to some degree never goes away. You just learn to manage it. So that would be my first leadership lesson. It's normal to have some self-doubt.